Hello guys, today we're going to go over all the output devices in the 1.3.4 output devices. I'll divide the section into two parts, printer and the others. The reason I separated printer is because printer takes a huge part in output devices, so we will go over how inkjet, laser, and 3D printers are used, along with comparison between inkjet and laser printer, and finally how the printer communicates with computer using interrupts. So starting with a description of inkjet printer. Inkjet printer, primarily there is a print head that moves across the paper horizontally and rollers that are used to move the paper through the printer. So nozzles where ink are dropped onto the paper move across the paper horizontally and vertically due to print head moving sideways and rollers moving the paper vertically. Now different colors in the inkjet printer are those different colors inks are mixed for various colors that are used in the printing paper. Now there are two types of how ink is dropped onto the paper in inkjet printer. First type is called thermal bubble method. So in thermal bubble method, ink is heated, which evaporates into a bubble, and because of that evaporation, bubble is pushed through the nozzle, which then collapses onto a paper. The other type is called piezoelectric, where electrical current is applied to a crystal on the printer, which makes the crystal vibrate, and therefore forcing a droplet of ink through the nozzle. So inkjet printer could use these two types, using heat or electricity, to actually print the paper. Now for laser printer has only one type, but the process is a bit complicated. To describe simply, laser printer uses toner and charged drums and static charges to print the paper. Now to talk in more details about how the laser printer works, first there is a central component called the printing drum. The printing drum has a positive charge initially, and there's a laser beam that removes the positive charge where the negative charge areas are left, which matches the text or the image. Then the drum is coated with positively charged toner, sticking only to negatively charged parts. Consequently, negative charged sheet is rolled over the drum, sticking with positive charges. So positive charges on the drum, the toner on the drum will then now stick to the negative charged sheets, printing the wanted image or text on it. So finally, fuser melts the toner to permanent ink, because toner is a powdered ink right now. And after the paper is printed, discharge lamp removes all electric charge from the drum to start another process of printing. So thirdly, I will outline how 3D printer works. 3D printer, you just have to know that it produces a physical prototype from CAD, which is a computer-aided design, and it builds that prototype by building up layers on layers where the nozzle head constantly moves. So excluding 3D printer, now I want to compare the advantages and disadvantages of inkjet and laser printer, because you need to know this according to syllabus. Inkjet printer has advantages such as it has cheaper toner cartridge, and it requires less time to warm up, and it has higher one-off image quality, and it has smaller footprint. What I mean by footprint is you can just simply think it as a size of the printer. So laser printer has a bigger size, so it has a bigger footprint. Now for laser printer, it has faster speed of printing, and it can print on both sides in one go, and it can print in high volumes. So what I mean by printing both sides in one go, if you want to print both sides using inkjet printer, you have to print first time, and you have to insert the paper again to print on the back side. So for disadvantages, you can write the opposite of each advantages, just like how it's explained on printing both sides. So finally, I want to discuss the communication between printer and computer in terms of interrupt handling. So to start with, printer driver receives a data or document. So printer driver is the software in your computer that converts the file you want into a printable file that the printer can understand. So the printer driver ensures the data is in correct format for printing, and it also checks if the chosen printer is available right now for the given job. So now the data is sent to the printer buffer, and the printing processes is repeated until the printer buffer is empty. And after the job finishes, the printer will send interrupt to the processor that it has finished all the jobs. And this is how the computer and the printer communicates with each other to perform a job. Yes. So that is all you have to know for a printer. You just have to know the descriptions, comparison between laser and inkjet, and finally how this computer interacts with printer to do the job. So thank you for listening to this video today, and I hope this video helped you. And see you again in other output devices. Please subscribe. Thank you.